So you're thinking about moving to Reston, Virginia, but you're not quite sure where to start your research? Well, guess what? You just stumbled across the absolute best video possible, because in this week's video, I'll be doing a full map tour of Reston. We're gonna check out the hottest spots, Reston Town Center, major commuter routes, Reston Station, the stunning lakes of Reston, and so much more. And trust me, you're not gonna wanna miss it, so let's dive right into it. Boom! Hey everybody, it's David, your favorite realtor. Welcome back to another video. So we're gonna start this video off by zooming out, kind of checking out the whole DMV area so you can put into context where Reston is located. So Reston is gonna be located in Fairfax County. It's gonna be right next to Herndon, Great Falls, Vienna, and the Oakton area. And to the north of Reston, you have the Potomac River, and on the other side of the Potomac River is Maryland. And then Reston is going to be about 22 miles away from Washington, D.C. So if you're going to live in Reston and you have to work in the Arlington or D.C. area, it is 100% doable. And then the other direction, you have Dulles International Airport, literally right next to Reston. It's about 6 miles away, and it's so convenient having an international airport literally right in your backyard. So wherever you live in Reston, it's going to be an easy 7 to 10 minute commute to get to the airport. So if you have to travel a lot for work or just like to go on a lot of vacations, you're going to love this aspect about living in Reston. And then Reston's going to be about 10 miles away from Tyson's Corner. And if you're not familiar, Tyson's Corner is going to be Northern Virginia's premier business and shopping hub. And it has a mall called Tyson's Corner Center, which is probably one of the best malls on the whole East Coast. Now let's check out some major commuter routes. And we're going to start off with 267 Dulles Toll Road. As you can see, the toll road goes all through Reston. And then one direction of the toll road takes you to the airport, which we talked about earlier, and takes you to the Ashburn area, into Leesburg right here. Now let's get back into the toll road, go the opposite direction. So to the east of Reston, like I mentioned earlier, take you to Tyson's Corner. And then it turns into Route 66, which will take you into Arlington and Washington, D.C. So yes, if you live in Reston, chances are you will have to use the toll road. It's just going to make your life so much easier, especially if you have to commute to and from work. But I will say this about the toll road. If you're just going to be driving in Reston, don't go on the toll road. It is not worth it. We're going to spend like $2 just go from here to there. There's back roads. You can get there just as fast, and it'll cost you $0. Now, another way, if you don't feel like taking the toll road, right to the north of Reston is Route 7. And again, one direction will take you to Sterling in the Ashburn area. And then this direction on Route 7 will take you to Tyson's Corner. Now let's get back to Reston. So here's another major route. It's going to be the Fairfax County Parkway, which kind of goes through the border of Reston. Now, Fairfax County Parkway, now you're definitely going to find some traffic. It gets a little bit backed up, especially during rush hour. But Fairfax County Parkway will take you into Herndon, Fairfax, Springfield, and the Burke area. Now let's get back to Reston. And we're going to look at a major road that goes right through all of Reston. And that's going to be Reston Parkway. As you can see, Reston Parkway goes all through Reston. It's going to pass Reston Town Center, go all the way to the other end of Reston. Now, to put this into context, you can get from this end of Reston all the way to the other with no traffic and getting lucky with lights in about 12 minutes. But during rush hour, it can definitely get a little bit backed up. And that same commute can take you about 30 minutes. So the traffic in Reston is not terrible. It gets a lot worse as you get closer to DC, but you're still going to bump into some traffic from time to time in Reston. So now we're going to check out a zip code map of Reston. So Reston is going to have 3 zip codes with 20194, 20190, and 20191. And these 3 zip codes are going to be vastly different. We'll start off with 20190, which is going to be central Reston. And you're really going to get an urban vibe here in 20190, mainly because you have Reston Town Center and Reston Station. So you can have a ton of shops, restaurants, office buildings, and high-rise luxury condos. And then 20191, which is going to be South Reston, is really going to be known for its lakes and more affordable housing. So you're really going to find that original Reston design with a lot of contemporary style homes. And then 20194, this is North Reston. And you're going to find like an upscale vibe here. It's really going to be known for larger, newer, and more expensive single-family homes. And you're going to find some of the most sought-after neighborhoods in all of Reston in 20194. Now, when I say newer homes, I really got to put that into context. You're going to find a lot of old homes in Reston. In fact, 65% of all the homes in Reston were built before the year 1985. So yes, if you're thinking about moving to Reston and you're not quite sure which zip code is going to fit your needs best, reach out to me. I've helped so many families relocate to Reston, and I absolutely love it. So if you're even thinking about moving to Reston, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. Just know I got your back when you're moving to Reston, Virginia. So we just went over to 3 different zip codes in Reston. However, if you're going to live in Reston and talk to locals, they're not going to really mention much about the zip codes. They're going to split Reston into 2 with North Reston and South Reston. So basically, anything north of the toll road is considered North Reston. Anything south of the toll road is considered South Reston. And I'm just going to generalize here, but North Reston is considered the more upscale part. You have newer and bigger homes, more desirable neighborhoods. Plus, you have Reston Town Center and Reston Station. And then South Reston is considered the older, more affordable side of Reston, as you find a greater mix of older condos and townhomes here in South Reston, which is actually great for first-time homebuyers. But one thing South Reston has over North Reston is it has the 2 best lakes in all of Reston with stunning lakefront homes. But we're going to talk more about that later on in the video. Now, let's make our way to probably the best part about living in Reston, and that is going to be Reston Town Center. So Reston Town Center is going to be located right off the Dulles Toll Road and Fairfax County Parkway, and right next to Reston Town Center is Reston Parkway. So Reston Town Center is a mixed-use development, which in my mind is a city in itself, as you're going to find high-rise luxury condos, restaurants, bars, retail, office buildings, and so much more. There's literally something for everybody in Reston Town Center. So I've never personally lived in Reston. However, I worked in Reston Town Center for almost 10 years. So during that 10-year period, I met a lot of my friends who I'm still friends with to today. And in fact, I met my wife in Reston Town Center, and I'll show you exactly where. So let me drop the little guy. Boom, perfect spot. I met my wife right here at Morton's Steakhouse. So if you're in Reston looking for a great steak dinner, I highly recommend checking out Morton's. In fact, my birthday's 3 weeks from now. I plan to go in here for my birthday dinner. So if you happen to see me at the bar drinking their old fashioned, please come say hi. So one thing I always recommend to people relocating to Northern Virginia and they don't want to buy initially, they want to rent for a year, kind of learn the area. I always say, go rent in Reston Town Center. It's super convenient living, close to Dulles International Airport, close to a metro, ton of restaurants, and a huge bonus is Reston Town Center is a great place to meet other people. Now, speaking of metro, let me show you the recently opened Reston Town Center Metro Station. So it's going to be located right here. Here's the new Metro Station. And to put it into context, I want to share with you how long it'll take you to walk to the Metro. So let's say you live here in these condos or townhomes. You can easily walk from there to the new Reston Metro Station in about 12 minutes. So if you live in Reston Town Center and you need to commute to and from work via the Metro, you're going to absolutely love this aspect of living in Reston Town Center. Really, in theory, you can live here and not even need a car. So yes, if you're going to be living in Reston or even close by, you will 100% be hanging out in Reston Town Center. And like I said, you may even see me there. Please come say hi. Now let's zoom out and we're going to check out the lakes of Reston. If you didn't know, Reston is actually a lake town featuring 5 different lakes, 4 of which are man-made. And the first lake we're going to check out is Lake Ann. As you can see, Reston Town Center is here. So it's probably a 7-minute drive to get there. Not bad at all. Let me zoom in so you can check it out. So first thing you notice, there's a lot of homes right on the water. So these people have absolutely stunning views of the lake. Now, Lake Ann, in my mind, is kind of the heart and soul of Reston. It was originally developed back in the 60s. And as you can see, there's a lot of shops and restaurants here, including Calypso's Sports Bar, which has literally been here as long as I can remember. But I like to call Lake Ann the original town center. Now, like I said, this area is a little older, developed in the 60s. I think it's in need of like a remodeling, because if they ever remodel this whole area, new shops, new restaurants, new condos, this would rejuvenate Lake Ann and really just add a lot to the Reston in general. Now we're going to check out the next lake, which is right next door. That's going to be Lake Fairfax. Again, it's probably a 7-minute drive. Now, Lake Fairfax is actually a 476-acre Fairfax County Park. You're going to find campgrounds, trails, picnic areas, a fishing pier so you can do catch and release fishing, and then my personal favorite, a massive water park. I am a sucker for water parks, water slides. In fact, I'm bringing my daughter here this weekend, weather permitting, so I'm super excited. I've never brought her here before. And the prices for the water park's actually not bad at all. It's $15 a person, so it's pretty affordable. I will say this, if you're going to go on the weekend, you have to get there early because this place gets jam-packed very quickly. And if you get there too late in the day, they're probably going to be at capacity and they won't even let you in, unfortunately. Now, let's zoom out of Lake Fairfax, and we're going to make our way to South Reston, and we're going to check out what I believe is the 2 best lakes in all of Reston. and that's going to be Lake Turo and Lake Audubon. And this area is considered the South Lakes area of Reston because it's right off South Lakes Drive. You have South Lakes High School right here, and both of these lakes are in South Reston. So let's start off with Lake Turo. As you can see, there's a ton of lakefront homes, townhomes, single families, even condos as well. And then you have South Lakes Village Shopping Plaza. You got a Safeway grocery store, some restaurants, and a Starbucks. Now, a cool thing about Lake Turo is there's actually a trail called the Red Loop Trail that goes all the way around the lake. Now, it's about 2 miles long, so it can take you about 45 minutes to walk the whole trail, but it's absolutely stunning, peaceful, and very scenic. Now, Lake Audubon, it also has a trail as well, but this trail is a little bit better. The reason is it's right along the water, so when you're walking, you actually get stunning lake views. Now, both of these lakes are extremely popular for catch and release fishing, pontoon boating, kayaking, canoeing, and stand-up paddleboarding. So these lakes are absolutely great, but the best part is if you are fortunate enough to get one of these lakefront homes, you're absolutely going to love every moment of living in Reston. So we're going to check out 3 lakefront properties that are currently in the market right now, all 3 different price points. And the third one that we're going to see is probably hands down one of the best value homes in all of Reston. So let's start off with a townhouse that's right in the water. Let me get a better view. So it's going to be one of these right here. Let me show you the listing. So this is Lakeport Way. It's going to be listed for $1.4 million. 3 bedrooms, 4 bath, about 2,000 square feet. But when you see the outside, it doesn't look like anything special. When you walk in, decent hardwood floors, nice paint job, decent kitchen. Not super modern, but not original either. So you're probably thinking to yourself, how is this a $1.4 million townhouse? Well, I'll show you exactly why. And that is because of the stunning lakefront view. Imagine waking up, having a nice cup of coffee in the morning, seeing the sunrise, beautiful glistening water, or go down to the lower level. Talk about an entertainer's dream. All right, now let's check out a single family home that's on the market, and that's going to be on Lake Audubon. Let me pull it up right here. You can't really see it because it's covered with trees, so let's check out the listing. So this is Burgee Court, and this is a single family home. 4 bedrooms, 5 bath, 2,800 square feet, listed for $2.3 million. Now, if we look at the interior, this thing is completely remodeled, super modern, beautiful waterfall, island, high-end appliances. I mean, this house has it all. Like, even if it wasn't Lakeview, I would want to buy this house. But $2.3 million is a lot of money for a house. So why is this house so expensive? And that's because it has a massive rear deck overlooking the water. You could definitely have some great parties here, cookouts. You're literally going to be the most popular person in your family if you live in this house. And this house even has a lakefront hot tub. How cool is that? Now, I know what you're thinking. David, I would love to have a lakefront property, but $2.3 million and $1.4 million, that's kind of out of my price range. Well, I got you covered. Just south of the house we just saw, it's literally right down the street. This is a little neighborhood called The Wharf. It's about 55 townhomes, but the coolest part is, as you can see, it's right on these 2 man-made lakes. So let's check out the listing. So this is a 4-bedroom, 4-bath, about 2,500 square foot home with a 2-car detached garage, and it's only $899,000. As you can see, it's right on the water. Absolutely stunning. Now, this house is not going to be as updated as the last 2 we saw, but for less than $900,000 getting lakefront property, I think it's absolutely great value. And these are some good pictures of what your view looks like, but I absolutely love this neighborhood. You can't find homes like this anywhere else in Northern Virginia. All right, let's leave the South Lakes area, and we're going to head towards Reston Station, which is the new crown jewel of Reston. So Reston Station is going to be a mixed-use development surrounded by the Wheelie-Reston Metro. It's going to be located right off the toll road, so super convenient to get to Dulles International Airport and the rest of Northern Virginia. So at Reston Station, you're going to find luxury apartments, luxury new construction townhomes, office spaces, retail, entertainment spaces, and a great selection of restaurants, shops, and services. Now, one thing I do want to point out, again, all of this is Reston Station, but you see this plot of land right here? Well, Google Maps is definitely not up to date because this plot of land is fully developed. I think there's probably about 80 luxury new construction townhomes here. So Google Maps, update your maps. Now, I just saw this, so I have to point it out. Taco Zacalo, probably the best tacos you can find in this area. I promise you, go there. You're going to love it, and you can thank me later. I probably eat there at least once a week. Tacos are top-notch there. Now, another thing I want to show you. Again, these maps are not up to date, But the newest addition to Reston Station is going to be the JW Marriott Hotel and Residence, which is right here. It's supposed to open, I think, later this year or early 2026. Well, this is going to be a 28-story glass and concrete building. It's actually going to be JW Marriott's first location in Virginia and will feature 243 hotel rooms and 94 ultra-luxurious condos that go up to over $2 million. That is crazy. $2 million for a condo. I don't care if it's in JW Marriott. I'm not buying that. Give me a single-family home. Now, another thing I want to point out with Reston Station, I have a lot of people who reach out to me who are relocating to the area. You know, they want to do a short-term rental. They're kind of tough to find. You know, they want a 3-month or 6-month rental. Well, this luxury apartment building in Reston Station called Boulevard, they offer 3- and 6-month leases. So if you're looking for something short-term that's in an A-plus location and super convenient, definitely check out the Boulevard. So as you can see, Reston's a massive area. It's almost impossible to cover all of Reston in just a 15-minute video. So if you're even thinking about moving to Reston and you just want to learn more about Reston, how it's going to pertain to your specific situation, reach out to me. Give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. Just know I got your back when you're moving to Reston. And if you want to learn more about living in North Virginia, and more specifically Fairfax County, check out this video right here. I go over the pros and cons of living in Fairfax County, and you're not going to want to miss it. And I'll see you in the next video.